We'd like to welcome everyone again to the Pikeville Independent Schools Principals Forum, and as always, we're joined here with Mr. Michael Rowe, Principal at Pikeville High School, Mr. Robert Jones, Principal at Pikeville Elementary School, and I'm Jerry Green, the School Superintendent with Pikeville Independent Schools, and we're so thrilled to be able to share just a few moments with you concerning all the exciting events going on in Pikeville Independent Schools. And we've certainly had an exciting beginning of school at both schools with very successful open houses, and we also have several extracurricular events going on now. Too numerous for me to mention. However, I'll let these guys share about this. And we also want to begin by saying thanks so much for the nice compliments and also the community support concerning those ACT scores and just the awareness that our community has of the success of our students. And speaking of which, we've got some other important testing dates coming up, and it's almost like we can't take a moment to celebrate those scores because we're addressing others, and others are just around the corner, as a matter of fact, next week. And we'll ask Mr. Rowe to share more about those. Mr. Rowe?
First, we do have our testing. It's coming up. We call it our fall test date. It's set for Tuesday, September the 18th. It's a very big day for us. We need all of our students to be in attendance for this. We have our 7th and 8th grade both taking the Explore test. We have our freshmen and sophomore taking the Plan test, and we have our juniors taking the Kaplan ACT Prep test. This is a test that allows our students to kind of do a sample test of the ACT, kind of guides them where the strengths and weaknesses are for we can better improve our ACT scores. Everybody will be testing in the building except for our seniors, and that's going to be our senior breakfast day. We're excited to take them to Shoney's to have some breakfast. We'll have a movie for them to kind of celebrate, again, their success on the ACT. Being 4th in the state, we don't want to forget about how well these students have done from kindergarten on, so we're very excited about that. Other items we have also on the 18th, which is Tuesday, September the 18th, is our high attendance day. We want to make sure that throughout the state our goal is to have the best attendance we can. And I think with our testing being on that day, Mr. Green, our attendance should be quite high, so we're excited about that. We would normally average around 96% for our attendance. We'd hope at least get to 99%, if not better, especially since testing is going on. So hopefully our testing will help that attendance.
That's one of the things, of course, we strive for perfect attendance each and every day. However, there's several events going on that day, and we want to make sure that the parents know ahead of time that if you've scheduled any doctor's appointments, any dental appointments, optometrist appointments, any of those things, that if you would please try to reschedule those. No, it's really difficult for students as far as a makeup test date, and they feel much more comfortable taking those assessments on the days with their peers. Or their other students there with them. So just want to have that reminder out there. And again, we're shooting as always for 100% attendance on that date. Now, I know that there's several events coming up next week, beginning with Monday night at the elementary school, also kicking off a night concerning a special family night. I'll let Mr. Jones speak more about that. And then, of course, the following day on Tuesday being the high attendance day. Mr. Jones?
We were just talking off camera, and we try to make a list before we come to these tapings of all the things we have going on. It seems like we never get a comprehensive list because someone always reminds someone else of something going. We got a lot of things going on. A couple of the main events we have, as you mentioned already, Monday the 17th is our first family night. We, as our parents are pretty well aware, we have family events throughout the school year, involving our staff and students, as well as our community members. The first night is Monday night, beginning at 6 p.m., and it's STEM night, S-T-M night, science, technology, and math. It's an opportunity for parents to come out, bring their children, and they'll be going through some different activities involving technology, some science experiments and some math things they'll be doing. So, and the premise behind that, the basic idea behind that is we're trying to help parents, understand better what we're doing in our schools, so they can give them a little better help at home. We have great parental support now, and actually these family nights came from the fact that our parents asked for them. So we started that a couple years ago. They've been really successful. Our staff's had great turnout. We've had great turnout with our students. So, again, the first one is Monday the 17th, beginning at 6 p.m., and it's STEM night, science, technology, and math night.
Now, I understand that there will be a notice going out to parents concerning RSVPing for that?
Yes, actually, that's already went out. If you're watching this, you should already have that sent home. I'll also put that in my email this week, but it went home in kids' book bags this week. Please send that back, because we, of course, it costs money to, get the things that we need, and we like to know, about how many we're preparing for. Of course, we're not going to turn anyone down who shows up, but it gives us a good idea when we know about how many is coming. And we typically have a good turnout, and it's usually pretty close to the number of RSVPs we have.
Now, speaking of turnouts, could you share with us a little bit about the turnout concerning your Grandparents' Day and the success of that?
Well, I've said this, and I tweeted it on Twitter earlier yesterday. And I'm sure Mr. Rowe will echo me. Our community involvement's unmatched. Whenever we have any type of event, I told my wife the other night, we could have a domino contest, and we'd probably have, the whole town out. It's just a good showing of support by our community. But we did have Grandparents' Day last week on the 6th. We had close to 500 visitors who came in our building. Grandparents, some grand friends, parents, but it was a huge success. It was a huge day. When you serve that many extra meals, of course, I want to compliment our food service staff. Did an exceptional job. Our teachers did an exceptional job, especially our students. They took some of the schedule changes that happened that day and ran with it, and we're really proud of them. But most importantly, I want to thank the community. Everything that we do in this community, we have a lot of support. We really appreciate that. But certainly, our lunchroom staff needs to be complimented for that.
And I understand next year you're looking at moving it kind of like Thanksgiving, where we're covering it with 2 days.
Thanksgiving started out, I would imagine it was going on before the Thanksgiving dinner at our school was going on before I came here. But over the course of the last few years, we had so many come out that we had to have it over the course of a couple of days, just because of parking and the number of people in our lunchroom. This event, the Grandparents' Days, became the same way. So we're looking at next year scheduling that over the course of a couple of days. To alleviate some parking. And I do want to thank the district yourself, for providing transportation to and from the fields and the old bus garage area to drop parents off and grandparents off right at the door at our school using the school bus. We truly appreciate that.
Something that we really want to touch on, and we know our students certainly want us to get this next piece of information out to all parents and guardians. In the past, we'd mentioned the iPhone app for Infinite Campus concerning the Instant Messenger app for the homework, and that's been a huge success. However, this coming week, I understand that midterms will be coming out at both schools and reporting. If you gentlemen would you please share the dates that our term, it's hard to believe that it's already ending and grade reports are going to be going out, but I'm certain that those students will want to make sure that parents are aware of these.
Mr. Rowe, you want to take that?
Yes, our midterm reports are going out Tuesday, September the 11th. Our students will be getting a copy of those. They'll be bringing them home to you. If you've not received a copy, all you have to do is give the school a call or shoot me an email. We'll make sure you get a copy of that. But we're excited to see where our kids are, and hopefully all the grades will look good.
Okay.
Our progress reports, our midterm ended on Tuesday, September 11th. Our progress reports will be sent home on Monday, the 17th. September 17th, so parents can expect those things. Also coming up, we have a planning day in early November. If once a parent receives the child's grade, I'm sure the teacher will be willing to talk to them at any time, just call and schedule. But we're having a planning day on November 5th, especially for parent-teacher conferences. So if you would like to talk to your teacher or myself or anyone, please contact the school and set up a meeting. If November 5th is a day that will work for you, is it November 4th or 5th? I'm sorry, I think it's the 5th. You just call the school and we'll set that day up for you to come in and talk.
Thank you. A lot of publicity and hype concerning, speaking of apps and iPhones. Of course, supposedly there's going to be a new announcement concerning the next iPhone generation of the iPhone 5. And I was reminded by our food service director that something that's becoming really successful is our Meal Pay Plus iPhone app. And it's listed on our website. And parents, Mr. Blackburn at the high school, Mr. Arnett at the elementary school, have placed the installation instructions there on the website for you to just download those apps. If you need additional information for your son and daughter concerning their charges, you can track the history of their lunchroom and breakfast accounts, and actually what they're purchasing after school. And something that we just can't say enough thank yous to is Mrs. Smith and her staff at the high school concerning those afternoon snacks. And it's immediately after school. They're providing those 3 days a week now, I believe Monday, Wednesday, and Thursday. Is that correct, Mr. Rowe?
That is correct.
And everything from pizza to Bosco sticks to mozzarella cheese sticks to other snacks, whether it be the cookies or brownies or what have you. And we're trying to make sure that students have an offering after school, whether it be the Gatorade for the drinks or bottled waters. And this has been extremely successful. And I need to compliment Mr. Rowe on taking the initiative to meet with students. And just to give you an idea about how much student input matters, something that came directly from the students, a suggestion to the principal dealing with our lunchrooms and ways to improve those, will be implemented on September the 13th. We'll be starting a sandwich line, much like the Subway restaurants. Students will be able to select their meats, their cheeses, their choice of cheese, their choice of breads, and then also, of course, they'll have the fresh salad bar selections for the sides on the sandwiches. So we're sure that students will be eager to try this new offering out from our food service department. Want to say thank you to Ms. Carolyn Smith and the staff. I'm sure we're all excited to get this started. And this came from, it was originated by student input or ideas. That Mr. Rowe, you may want to share some information about that.
We're always listening to students. That's what we're there for. We know that. And we were just trying to think of something different outside the box, and the students came up with this idea. We think it's going to be great. And I can tell you the faculty's probably going to be as excited as the students are for this new choice in the meals.
Well, Ms. Smith also asked that I mention too that the food service department and staff will continue offering those pre-made salads. And when I talk about salads, we're not just talking about the small salad, a huge chef salad made to order, not only for staff but also for students at both schools. If students place their orders in advance, these will be pre-made for students the day of. So whenever they go through the lunch line, they can go ahead and have whatever they would like on their chef salad, made exactly to their special order. So I want to say thank you again to these ladies for doing that, for providing the snacks. And I know that you've got some new furniture at the elementary school concerning food service department.
We do. We're really thrilled. Of course, if you've been in our dinatorium, and most of you have, we've had some tables there that've been there for many years. They were well served. They served their purpose, but we now have brand new lunchroom tables. We are extremely proud of those. They're a matching set pretty much to the high school, junior high table. So that's it improves the looks tremendously. We're very grateful for that. Our students are complimentary. Our students are enjoying the new look in there, and it just gives things a completely different look. We're really thrilled.
We're certainly thankful and blessed to have those. I know next week is an exciting week for both schools, but especially at the high school, you've got many events going on, Mr. Rowe.
We've got a lot of things going on. I've got a lot of kudos to give too, a lot of accomplishments, and I want to thank our stakeholders for sharing information for some of the successes our students have outside of school that we can share also. First of all, I want to congratulate you, Mr. Green, for being appointed to the State School Curriculum Assessment and Accountability Council. It's a great honor, and it's going to be great for our district, and I'm sure you're going to bring back a lot of secrets to help our scores improve more, so we're excited about that. We have our Extended School Services, ESS, is starting Tuesday, September the 18th. In the stakeholder email this week, I'll be sending home the schedule of which subject for which evening, so make sure students take advantage of that. We'll have our teachers on hand for an hour after school to provide any kind of tutoring needed for our students. I want to say a special kudos to Jeff Vanderbeck and the Appalachian News Express. They published a picture of our seniors and congratulated them on their 4th ranking in the state. So I want to thank Mr. Vanderbeck and the News Express for that honor and doing that for us. Kudos to Krishna Amasetti and Frankie Dahlhair. They were chosen as Data Seam Scholars at the Governor's School for the Arts this summer, so we're very excited for them on this accomplishment. The 2012 Pike County Bowl Queen was Madison Tackett. It's the 2nd year in a row that Pikeville High School has had the Pike County Bowl Queen. We're very excited for her. I want to say kudos to Coach Heffington and the boys soccer team, and kudos to Coach Vanhoose and the girls soccer team for both winning the 15th, 16th region game, which puts them in the All-A state tournament in soccer. It's quite an accomplishment. It's the first for both the girls and the boys. They'll be traveling down the weekend of September the 15th to Frankfort to participate, so we wish them luck on that. We had a couple students on both the boys and the girls side that made all-tournament. I'd like to say kudos to Frankie Dahlhair and Fallon Smith for making all-tournament, and also Michaela Bush for being named the MVP of the game. On the boys' side, we have Carew Bartley and Luke Wheat making all-tournament, and Ethan Rowe was named MVP of the game. So we're very excited for those, and kudos to all those involved. We do have a homecoming parade coming up Friday, September the 21st. That's going to be at 4:30 p.m. We'll follow the same route it always has in the past. We'll be in the Hardee's parking lot getting everything ready. The homecoming game is going to be a little bit different this year. It's going to be on Saturday, September the 22nd at 2 o'clock versus Swain County, North Carolina. Swain County did win the state championship last year in North Carolina and have another great team, so please come out and support us versus them. We have to say kudos to our alumni. They are sponsoring Miss Kentucky, Jessica Casebolt, to come into our school to talk with some of our female students about self-esteem and other great topics. It's an honor to have Miss Kentucky, especially Miss Kentucky as a former student of Pikeville, so we're excited to have her in our building. I also want to say that this is the 2nd annual Paint Pikeville Pink. That's going to be on September the 15th. It's a Saturday. It's a 5K run and walk. Our students have been instrumental in working with the first one and will continue doing that. We encourage you to register to be a part of that, whether you're going to walk or run. It's for a good cause. The last kudo or thank you I have is to Mayor Justice and our city manager, Donovan Blackburn, along with our city commissioners. I want to thank them for the facilities we have for our athletics. This time of the year we get a chance to travel to a lot of different places to watch a lot of different athletic events, and I can tell you our facilities are as strong, if not better, than anybody in the state of Kentucky. And I want to thank them for the work for doing that, and we appreciate that.
Thank you. It's certainly exciting concerning next week with all the homecoming events, and I understand the team we're playing is not nearly the same size school we are either. What ranking are they or class? I'm
not for sure the ranking size. I can tell you size-wise as the players, what I've seen online, they're much bigger. I think their ranking last year was a 2A school, but okay. It's a much larger school than us, but it's a classy program. We're excited to have them coming up and playing against us.
And they have several state championships there.
Yes, numerous state championships.
Right. Last night had the opportunity to sit in on the Alumni and Foundation meeting, and want to thank Dr. Randy Roberts, the president of the Alumni Association and Foundation, of course, the director, Ms. Sandra Branham. Thank them for their hard work. Appreciate them for paying the fee and supporting Miss Kentucky, and of course we're so proud of Miss Jessica Casebolt, one of our own alumni of Pikeville Independent Schools, coming back and kind of sharing not only her success story, but also covering some very important topics for the young ladies. And she's certainly a successful example of what one can become. And of course, she's not only representing our school now, but also the Commonwealth. So we're really looking forward to having her back, and being around our students is just going to make them better, and we're so proud of her. Want to thank the Alumni Association for covering the cost of that with the Miss Kentucky pageants, and covering that fee for her coming back for the speaking engagement. The other thing that I'll share with you is our school district was established in 1915. Now, in 3 years, we're going to celebrate our 100th year anniversary, and our Alumni Association and Foundation Board are already working on events to celebrate this during the summer of 2015. So I want to thank them for their hard work. Want to, as Mr. Rowe would say, huge kudos to Miss Kelly Scott, again, one of our superstar teachers. She agreed to serve on the board for the Alumni Association and Foundation. Of course, saw her representing the high school last night. And you have another teacher, Miss Tina Leisure, from the high school, serving on the Alumni Association and Foundation board. And both ladies having great ideas. I can't thank them enough for the scholarships that help supply the needs of our students, and we're going to try to recognize those benefits and those offerings much more in the future. And I know, speaking of next week, there's several important dates for you at the elementary school also.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, first of all, I'd like to ask Mr. Rowe if he plans on running or walking during the paint Pikeville.
Probably more of a crawl before it's over.
But we are looking forward to homecoming week as well. Of course, the big football game next Saturday. But we do have, I think we have a total of 3 floats that's going to be in that parade Friday evening at 4:30. We have an athletic float for our sports teams. We also have a school float, and also our PTO is sponsoring a float. So we're looking forward to that this week as well. We also have some special days. I'm sure there'll be a note coming home to parents explaining each day's activities next week during homecoming week. One of the biggest days of the year, and as you mentioned earlier, a little better planning would have made it a whole lot better day for us, but our fall pictures, that's the yearbook picture. That's the picture that goes in the yearbook, and those will be taken on Wednesday the 19th. Mr. Stone will be giving the teachers a schedule for those pictures, but fall pictures and yearbook pictures taken on Wednesday the 19th. I want to back up just a moment if I could, because I think this is important. Mr. Rowe mentioned a minute ago, I had it written down too. I don't want to put you on the spot, but you've been presented a big honor, being on that state curriculum assessment and accountability council. Would you like to, I think it's important that you share with our stakeholders a little bit about the role you'll be playing there.
Thank you. It's really a committee established by the state legislature. It's required by statute, and it deals with curriculum and assessment and accountability for the next 4 years, having the opportunity to serve with one other school superintendent. The other superintendent, Mr. Bouchers from Ludlow Independent, will be serving, and there's 2 superintendents, 2 college professors, 2 teachers. There's also 2 principals from across the state. It almost sounds like the Noah's Ark Committee. It's 2 members of each. And basically this group makes decisions concerning regulations for assessment and helps drive assessment, or in other words, how our students are going to be tested, or what measuring stick is going to be used to see the results of the rigor within the classroom. So it's extremely important. The governor makes these appointments, and I want to certainly thank Governor Beshear for that appointment, and looking forward to serving the Commonwealth for the next 4 years in that capacity, and hopefully it will help our school district immensely. I've been working with Mr. Johnny Belcher, our new district assessment coordinator and instructional supervisor, concerning moving forward within our own district assessment, and also with the state. And one of the the huge things Mr. Belcher's been working on is a grant with our Kentucky Valley Educational Cooperative, where we have a shot along with 16 other school districts to help share in a $40 million grant. It's concerning Race to the Top with the district levels. Now, the only problem is over 900 school districts have applied for this national Race to the Top money. However, our chances are slim of receiving this money, but what a difference it would make for our students if we have the opportunity to participate in this windfall or the grant money there. And of course, you don't want to bemoan the budget, and it's really tough as it is across most places and most school districts. And the reoccurring theme year after year is do more with less. I want to thank these gentlemen for doing that, and each day trying to maximize our resources for your children, for those students within both the elementary and the high school. So I want to say thank you to both of you. I'm sure you have some other things that you want to cover before we finish up.
I just wanted to mention, our football season is in full swing, elementary now. Come check us out Tuesdays and Thursdays beginning at 6 p.m. at Bob Amos Park. Some good 2nd through 6th grade football action going on there. We do have our chorus has begun. About 60 plus children in chorus. We have a large chorus every year. Miss Kelly does an exceptional job. I know you, Mr. Rowe, would agree. She does a great job. She also with our junior high and high school chorus as well. She started that chorus after school a couple years ago at the elementary school, and it's up and running. It meets on Mondays, grades 4th, 5th, and 6th. Anyone interested, if you're not in chorus, please give us a call. Get a hold of Miss Kelly. We'll take care of you. Also, Literary Guild begins on Wednesday, September the 12th. Miss Johnson does a great job with any student who's interested in writing in grades 4th, 5th, and 6th. We have a lot of students who have a desire to be an author, have a desire to sharpen their writing skills, and she meets with those kids on Wednesdays after school from 3 o'clock to 4 o'clock. If you're interested in that, please contact Miss Johnson. Again, we're looking forward to homecoming week. We're looking forward to the football game next Saturday night.
Okay, thank you. Mr. Rowe.
I think I've went through my entire list, Mr.
All right, great then. Next week is a huge week for our student body, and at both schools there will be everything from Maroon Day to wearing the maroon to the different outfits and the special events that the elementary school does in support of this. But again, it's exciting concerning homecoming for our school district. We have all these numerous events with the homecoming parade, the bowl. I can't tell you how exciting our extracurriculars are. But again, huge day next Tuesday concerning the high school regarding our assessment with the Explore and the Plan test, and that the Kaplan Prep test for the ACT. Dealing with this year's juniors, and what a bar has been set for the high school juniors this year, with last year's juniors ranking number 4 in the state. So we hope that you surpass that high bar that's already been set and established. Looking forward to Miss Jessica Caseboat coming back, and then of course huge day at the elementary school Wednesday with the pictures on the 19th, having all those students there. But as with all days, we want to try to make certain that everyone is present on high attendance day on the 18th at both the elementary and the high school. Seniors certainly will not want to miss that senior breakfast there. And I'm sure that not only will it be just the breakfast, but possibly planning other senior activities for the remainder of the year. Look forward to seeing you at those events and those exciting opportunities that we're going to have for students all next week concerning homecoming.